Welcome to episode 15 of the Warrior Pulse. I am your host, Trey Heath, and today I am massively outsized by two volleyball players here at Weber. I have Daniel Hermida and Justin Beecher, both of them seniors from O-Town, where the magic happens, Church Street Station, the happiest place on earth, and I guess volleyball. So welcome Daniel, welcome Justin. We're glad you guys are here. Want to talk to you both about volleyball, education, family life, and different things that excite you guys. So first of all, Daniel, welcome, and you're a major in sport performance, health, and fitness. What does one do with that degree?
So I'm looking to go into physical therapy and hopefully open up my own business where I train college athletes or college-bound athletes, so I can help them back from injury or get to the level where they want to be.
And Justin, for you, you're in integrated marketing communications. What does one do with that?
A big thing with that is focused heavily on social media and stuff like that. Something I would personally like to do with it is maybe involved with the sports field. So either running, like my cousin got an opportunity to run like the sports social media for like the Tennessee Titans and stuff like that. So something like that I would love to do with it. Or honestly, there's marketing like in every day in everyone's life. So we'll see honestly where it takes me.
Well, not that I'm a professional business person, but you want to get into the helping athletes and you want to do the social media side. Maybe there's a tie in here. But also, since you guys have known each other since you were about 13, 14 years old and played volleyball, I'm guessing you've already discussed those options. Volleyball, men's volleyball in Florida hasn't been a big thing on the collegiate side for too long. How did you get into volleyball anyway in Florida, and what drew that love? As we celebrate Valentine's Day, we'll talk a little bit about love today. What drew you, Justin, we'll start with you. What drew you into volleyball?
I'm gonna be honest, talk about love, someone I love. My cousin, Alex Beecher, she actually got me involved with volleyball. So she started playing when she was about like middle school or high school. And we actually lived right next door to each other, so it's like our house, obviously, and my uncle's house and my dad's brother. And when you pepper like in volleyball, like bump set, spike or whatever, she would always ask me to do it when I was little. And so she basically got me into it. That's when we started. Then I started playing middle school, then high school, and then club ball, and that's how it all began for me.
And Daniel, for you?
So volleyball for me started in 6th grade. My mom forced me to try out. I said I was going to do every other sport but volleyball, and then she was like, no, I played volleyball, so you have to do it. Like, all right. And just kind of took off from there. Once I made the team, I slowly fell in love with it.
And speaking of making the team and finding that love for the volleyball, it's pretty interesting that both of you played for the same club at Ocean Bay Volleyball, and that growth, and you were introduced by your cousin and you were introduced by your mom, and look where it's brought you. You're both going to end up this year with a degree and moving forward, and you got to play collegiately through those times. So that's pretty cool. Talking about falling in love with volleyball, I've got a quote here from Matt Anderson, who was on the 2012 Olympic team. I fell in love with volleyball because it gave and still gives me so much joy when playing, but it still remains challenging. How does that, when you're talking about that now, that love of volleyball, and you're a senior, how do you still find joy in the competition? And Daniel, we'll start with you.
I don't know, man. It's something that's hard to describe. Every time when you're either hitting the ball or serving the ball, like just something feels good about it. And then you're on a team with 6 people on the court with you, and being successful with that whole group just gives you an amazing feeling.
And Justin?
Yeah, just honestly like the atmosphere of some of the games when you have, especially like a packed house, like just the feeling, I definitely agree, like the feeling you get when you're playing in front of a bunch of fans, or you get a crazy good kill or a nice set, or some crazy play happens. It's just like a crazy feeling, and there's just always something over the years that like makes you like fall in love with it fall in love with it more.
And I'm going to take a break here and tell you, if you haven't seen men's volleyball, you don't know what speed in a close quarters looks like. It's like going to a shooting range and trying to catch the bullet. The men's volleyball is so fast, so powerful. You guys, I don't know where the bruises are that you're hiding because the ball is going so quickly. Daniel, for you, you've played outside for most of your collegiate career. Justin, for you, you've played everything but libero. Is that because you didn't want to wear a different colored shirt?
Not necessarily. Honestly, I wish I could play libero. Honestly, say maybe the defense isn't really there. I'm a little big to be libero. But no, honestly, I like to be a team player. Weber has needed me in just about every position, as you said. So no, I've just learned to, like I said, adapt. It's just another love for the game. Something that's just grown me as a person on and off the court, and it's just something, like I said, that if I can help my team win, I'm gonna do it.
Awesome. Daniel, you played one season at Erskine as a freshman, one season at Lincoln Memorial, and your past 2 seasons have been here at Weber. But your first year that you were at Weber, you were actually named the Attacker of the Week, and you've been also a first-team conference player. And what does that mean when, on such a team-related sport, what does it mean when you get that honor of being named the Attacker of the Week? Do you give a little bit of props to the setter?
Oh, yeah. No, all my props goes to the setter, goes to the passers. I mean, one thing that you stress since the beginning of ever playing volleyball is that you have to pass first, and then after the pass, then comes the set, and then the kill. So if those first 2 things don't go right, there's no chance for the kill, and that's the whole reason we got the award, is because we were able to get that many kills. And I feel like it's more of a team award than a personal award because of that reason. You can't do it without the other 2 parts.
And Justin, for you, you've been a multiple-time Mid-South Conference player or Defender of the Week, and I'm going to pitch you guys against one another here in a second, but what do those honors mean to you on the defensive side? Because for him, he has to have the setter to give him the attack, but for you, you're just having rifles shot at you. What does that mean when you win those awards?
Yeah, honestly, definitely. On the defensive side, like I said, the offensive side is crazy how fast-paced it is, as you said. So yeah, when defense either blocking or a ball coming at you, it definitely is it's back to that feeling. It feels good when you get a ball up or you get a nice blocker. You block, like I said, straight down. We call it roofing people.
Yeah.
And like I said, but I mean, yeah, same thing. There's solo blocks, but it's always a team sport. You have your other blocker coming in to help, or you're funneling your hit to your libero or your other defenders and stuff like that. So it's always that's also, like I said, a team thing, and also it feels good when you do get it because like you said, that your team helped you along with you helping out the team.
So let's pitch you guys against one another here. Offense, hitter, attacker, and then we have the more defensive-minded guy who's blocking and all that kind of stuff. Which one feels better? Going up and blocking somebody or hitting one inside the 10-foot line? Or let me add another one, digging. Which one of those is going to feel the most rewarding when you're on the court? Daniel?
I'm going to have to say blocking, honestly. Getting a block is the best feeling just because when you do roof someone, generally they think that they're about to get a kill. And then you come out of nowhere and press, and it hits the right spot, and you can kind of feel it go all the way down your body, and it just gives you that kind of shiver, and then you get really excited and have a good time with your team.
Go ahead, Justin.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with that 100%. Getting a block is definitely thrilling. That you get a feeling that probably runs through your body, especially if it's a hard hitter, a big hit, or whatever. And it's just you only have one job really to worry about when you're going to block. And so if you put all the right motion and everything through it and stuff like that, and you just have this feeling oh, I'm about to roof this kid. And then it comes and it happens, it's a great feeling.
So I was reading through some stuff, just kind of trying to catch up on some men's volleyball things, and where is the net now height-wise either one of you can answer so that you can continue speaking is, where is the net height-wise, and do you feel it's tall enough?
So the height is just under 9 feet.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's high enough. I'm not really that tall, and my vertical is not that great. But I would love to play on a women's net if that was the case. But
Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I think, like I said, when you reach up, probably like my fingertips are to the white tape, stuff like that. So, I mean, to me, it's a good height. I mean, there's some big boys out there that play 6'6", 6'8". I mean, it's kind of like easy for them, but obviously we're not that, and we're not there. But yeah, like I said, when you walk into a volleyball court and there's girls' nets and men's nets set up, it's crazy the difference that you can see. And like when you just walk on the court of a women's net, you kind of just laugh or smile, just be like, yeah, man, I wish we could play on this, because it would be like a whole other game.
Yeah. When you guys are playing you've played volleyball for so long, you're so competitive, you're both successful at what you do. How do you carry that success and that drive? Because I feel like, especially for seniors, you're looking forward to what's happening next. How do you carry that drive over to in the sport to keep digging when you're trying to look forward to the future? What makes you? Because for you guys, it's not really a big, it's hard to go professional indoor volleyball. So you're looking at your future as a professional human versus a professional athlete. Justin, what do you think? How do you drive through and keep pushing forward to be better?
Man, I gotta tell you, that's a good question. Honestly, these 4 years here at Weber have been one heck of a ride. It's been up and down, stuff like that. And if it ain't, like, honestly, I've already thought of like the caption I want to put for like when I'm done with like the season and stuff like that, and I'd be like, thank you for the sport that has like made me the person who I am today. Because honestly, volleyball has made me the person I am on and off the court. The challenges you go through with volleyball, with teams, with coaches, with players, with injuries, with whatever it may be the case, you definitely learn a lot. And a lot of coaches I had, which a lot of coaches try to be, is a good thing, is they don't just try to, like you said, help you on the court or on the field. They also try to help you personally when you're done playing your sport. And that is something I can definitely say volleyball has done throughout my years, and especially here at Weber. A lot of things have changed and have grown, and it definitely is going to help me out later on in life.
Daniel?
Yeah, as Justin said, the coaches, they help form us into like young men and teach us a lot about life. And I think we can also pull a lot of good things out of the game of volleyball and put them into real life. For example, working with things that don't go your way. That's something that we've gotten very mentally strong about, like being able to overcome that. And I think that's something that helps me out in school and in my work life as well.
So as we celebrate Valentine's Day today, you know that the relationship of the couple that we celebrate Valentine's Day for, you know, it's very much, being in college athletics and being on a team is very much like the golf caddy relationship. You know, that caddy knows so much about the player. Do you guys ever think about, like, I know more ins and outs about my teammate than I do about maybe the girl I'm dating, and you know more the good, the bad, the ugly, and those relationships that you build with teammates. Like, I know he's going to go to the left on this, and I better cover to the right. And do you get those intuitive thoughts that really lead to, like, it almost looks like just water flowing through the river?
Yeah, I mean, especially with Justin, I mean, after playing together for so many years and being around each other since middle school, I mean, it even, like, we were apart for probably 3 years, and then we came back and played together over the summer. And first time back, you could see it. Like, we had a connection that had not been there for 3 years, and it's just like, you kind of, once you get that, you don't really lose it. So, and it's funny because I do know him a lot better than I know my girlfriend. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't say that stuff being naive. I say that stuff because you kind of know.
Spot on.
Justin?
No, yeah, that's definitely pretty. Like I said, tendencies is a big thing that we like tend to talk about in volleyball. Whether it's the opposing team or you're on your same team. But yeah, same thing. I'll go with Danny. I do know him pretty well, and like one thing that will always stick with me and stuff like that is pretty funny, which usually is the opposite of hitters. But when he gets mad, usually like players may not play as well or like they don't want to be on the court or whatever stuff like that. But with him, when he gets mad, I tend to set him more balls actually, because when he gets mad, he tends to swing harder. He's like, all right, like they just tried me, like I'm about to just like bang a ball down, stuff like that. So yeah, so with him, like I know a lot of times, like I said, either defensively or offensively, a lot of tendencies are what may the outcome may be with him. But that's definitely one thing that I always forget, that I've told people multiple times, be like, look, nah, like if Danny's mad, like I'm setting him because he's trying to crush the ball. So.
We're gonna get inside the 10-foot line, right?
Yeah.
So Justin, I want to talk to you a little bit. Like I feel like both of you mentioned that volleyball was brought to you by family members, and on Justin, I understand that you kind of like are the family man. You're an uncle. You got 3 nephews and a niece. Are you influencing them with your love of volleyball to play volleyball? Are you influencing them to find sport? Are you influencing them with education? How do you use what you've learned on the volleyball court and at Weber to influence those people that you care so much about?
No, I love them. I wish I could see them a little more, but honestly, my oldest nephew, he's probably going to be the brains. He's a very, very smart cookie. He loves to adventure. He loves to build things, stuff like that. He's only like 6, maybe 7 now, and he's always like working, doing something. And then then it's my niece. She's like the little like beauty, whatever. She loves to dress up, makeup, stuff like that. Then there's my third second nephew, sorry, which he's like, I feel like the spin image of me, or like a little mini me, and even like my dad. And he is the sportsman. And honestly, like you said, I would love for any of them to play volleyball, stuff like that. But I honestly would push them probably more towards like baseball or football, just because, like I said, for the scholarship opportunities, for going pro, for just building them into a better person. But I mean, if I definitely have the opportunity when I'm around them more, when they get a little older, I absolutely will introduce them to volleyball.
Daniel, what about for you? You got anybody that was you were influenced? Do you have anybody that you're trying to influence?
I'm trying to influence everybody, honestly. I mean, if I can make a difference in someone's life, or I can lead them down a right path, something that could change their life, like a college scholarship, I would definitely do it. Like, I have this friend that I went to high school with. He actually attended Weber last year. He was not going to play college sports, and I said, I'll teach you how to play volleyball. And a year and a half later, he got a scholarship from Weber, and we got to play a season together last year. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You guys have both talked about the competition, the peppering, the things that have made volleyball what it is to each of you. I'm gonna give you this quote, Karch Karai, who said, "Practice like it's competition and compete like it's another day on the practice court." When you guys are grinding it out in the gym, how do you transition those grinding sessions of practice into fun times of competition? We'll start with you, Daniel.
One way that I'm able to keep that competition level is knowing that our season can be taken from us just like that. Last year we had a perfect example when we were up in Louisville playing against Campbellsville University. We get there, we're at the hotel, and coach tells us, "Oh, season's canceled." Just like that, there goes my junior year. So knowing that can be just taken away from me like that continues to make me drive and be competitive throughout every practice, throughout every game, because I never know when it's going to be the last time that I touch a volleyball.
Really makes you appreciate what you have, and I think that's something that you're definitely put into your memory banks that you're going to share with other people, especially if you take what you want to do and you start working with athletes and like, no, you need to take this rehab seriously. Like, I think that's something you can share. Justin, for you?
Yeah, no, they say like good volleyball is fun volleyball, and so if you're out there like on the court and you're not having fun, honestly, you're probably not going to perform well either. things don't flow right. Same thing in practice. When our energy is low, or we're not having fun, or drills aren't going well, stuff like that, like stuff doesn't seem to go the right way. So it's just, yeah, a lot of it is really having fun. Like, and that's honestly one of the biggest reasons I picked volleyball over like baseball and football and stuff like that, is because of how fun the sport is. And that's something that, like I said, I've grown on from that. And something as like a family we've built, like as a team, we are basically all a family, and we, like I said, have a lot of fun together. On our trips, we have a lot of fun together and such. And so, yeah.
Do you guys ever compare bruises? Well, like, man, they got you good today, or anything like that? Anything?
No, I mean, and honestly, we may have probably got bruises when we first started playing, but honestly, like you get used to it, your body gets used to it, I guess, like the amount of impact, stuff like that coming. But I mean, there's times, unfortunate times, where you get some bruises where you may not want. But other than that, I honestly don't think your arms will get red for sure, especially liberos or DSs or people that pass a lot. But bruising wise, no, I can't. It may not be that bad. Maybe more concussions if you get hit in the face or something like that.
Yeah.
Then that's a possibility.
So we've talked a lot about the indoor volleyball, which is what you guys specialize in. But so many people are more familiar with, and I say this in a very positive term, the more sexiness of the beach volleyball. It's kind of taken over what volleyball was, even though indoor was so popular for so many years. Have either one of you transitioned into that world, and do you feel it's something that you may be able to continue to play after the indoor season and life, and you move on to the professional world is over with?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not sure what I'll do to continue my volleyball career, like indoor wise. Both of us could probably go play professionally, like overseas. But beach volleyball, I've actually kind of found like a love for it a little bit. It started like last summer, 2 summers ago. I played a little bit, a couple tournaments. Then this season at Weber, we were able to get a beach played a couple tournaments together and won some. And so that's something I said, when I graduate and I'm done with my indoor, I definitely want to like play indoor and stuff for fun. But I feel like I would take my volleyball skills and go out to the beach and start training with beach, start playing lots of tournaments. It's like all over the country and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So beach is definitely something that like I would look forward to.
Yeah, they even play beach volleyball in Nebraska, which is ironic to me.
Yeah, Wisconsin, when I went down with my family stuff, they even have like courts out at the bar stuff.
Which is really ironic, considering there is no beach. But Daniel, what about you?
Yeah, this summer is the first time that I had my first real experience with beach volleyball. I've mainly been an indoor player, but I definitely started to grow a love for it because it feels so much better on my body. Like my knees don't ache when I play beach. But honestly, going to a beach volleyball tournament, like a professional beach volleyball tournament, the community there, like all the people there, they just want to have a good time. They want to, like, they're all friends, and I love that atmosphere. I love being around them and competing. I think it's a lot of fun.
Well, until you guys wear jeans and are flying F-14s, you can't be as cool as Tom Cruise and Top Gun playing beach volleyball. But nonetheless, I wish you guys the best on that, and it's something that I think, kind of like you said, extends your playing time, because the same thing happens in the tennis world. You finish playing and you're beating yourself up on hard courts, and all of a sudden you're playing on this nice soft clay, and everybody's like, oh, I can play till I'm 80, and so I think for you guys that really does extend it. We'll finish up with some of those strange things. Like for Justin, I see that one of your fun things to do is to wear crazy shoes while you're playing.
Yeah.
What do you mean by crazy shoes, and why is that your thing?
Well, hold on, let me show you real quick. Will you mind handing that back?
Of course. And Daniel, I want you to think about some quirk or uniqueness that you have that you bring to the volleyball court while Justin's...
Alright, so this is as crazy as I got this year. I got some crazy, these are Russell Westbrook, Jordan, the Why Not shoes. But I don't know, I've always liked to have, for me, it's always been, you look good, you play good. I don't know, I always like that. I always like, make sure, like I said, I look good when I step out on the court. And to me, I've always liked crazy shoes and just like cool outfits, and just I grew up watching like basketball and playing and stuff like that, so they always had like cool shoes, and it's just been like a thing for me. I like to also stand out and so that's just something that I've always gone with.
Daniel? You got any quirks, desires, needs that you kind of have to have before you walk on the court?
That's a tough one. I don't know if I have any like needs or desires, but I think something that I guess it's not really like a quirk or anything special, but I'm pretty loud out there. I like to talk. I do a lot of talking on the court, and then I let my play talk as well.
So where did you said you like to feel good, and you said you feel good, dress good, you play good. Is that something that was internalized for you, or is that something that you saw other player? Where did that come from for you?
I mean, honestly, I think it's just like kind of like a feeling I got. But I mean, like from watching and seeing other players, what sport it is. I mean, I've seen guys like a lot of like the top guys, the good people, like the good players do wear like some crazy shoes, or they always have something, or wear a different shoe like every game. So it's just, I don't know, something it could just be in my head, but I know like other people I've heard say like look good, play good. But no, honestly, it could just be something internal that I've just like I feel like I said, I feel if I look good, like I just got like the swag going, and I'm ready to go. So
no, I don't disagree with those. I think that's important. I think players, we all have. If you're an athlete and you're good at what you do, there's something different in the brain. You like the baseball pitchers that won't touch the line. They got to jump over the line, or they have to throw 8 pitches, and this one has to be perfect. So I get it. But we're going to finish up with Daniel and Justin. I really appreciate them joining us for the podcast today. Want to wish you guys both happy Valentine's Day. Make sure you do something special for the one that you love, or just like to hang out with. When do you guys start competing, and where can we find you guys?
So we actually have a scrimmage this Friday, but our first official game is February 10th at Warner University, so against our rival. I'd like to start off the season with a win against them. Always check out weberathletics.com, find the link for men's volleyball, check out the schedule, and there's always, like I said, if there's a live feed, there will be links, and you can print out our schedule and follow along, and we hope you watch.
Well, we hope you guys get out and watch some men's volleyball. It is definitely something unique that you don't get to see on many college campuses in the state of Florida, and it is a fast-paced, exciting evening of men's athletics. So want to thank Daniel, want to thank Justin. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time on the Warrior Pulse. Bye-bye.